Hi Adam, thanks for coming today. You're from Active Internet Marketing. Do you want to tell us just a little bit about what you do as business?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for inviting us in, James. So Active Internet Marketing is a digital marketing agency. We mainly specialise in SEO.
Yeah.
We've been established since 2010, so quite a long time for our industry.
It's the same year we were founded.
Right, okay. Yeah, excellent. And we offer all forms of digital marketing, but SEO is a big specialism. And our general target market is small to medium sized, independently owned businesses, although we do deal with some blue chip and corporate companies, but our focus
is very similar plant-based to the kind of companies we work with.
Absolutely.
The topic I want to talk to you today about is a slightly odd one, because actually, there's a lot of stuff online about how to do SEO and a lot of specialist activity, but we work in that bridge between e-com, all our clients sell online, but what we ship goes into physical box, a lot of them put leaflets in. I really want to how do you bridge that gap between digital marketing, the stuff that's really easy online, bridge the gap to the real world, there's a lot of print media still being done, we've got inserts and leaflets going out. What do people think about it? Should people still be doing this? Is it a place in the world anymore?
Yeah, absolutely. A really interesting question. As I mentioned, we deal with many smaller and independent businesses. So a lot of their marketing traditionally has been legacy and print type advertising. So we will often direct them how to have a digital angle on some of the things that they've perhaps been doing for a long period of time. So that could be QR codes or dedicated pages on the website that they'll mention within print.
So have you got an example like a QR code? How have you used that before?
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of our clients will still do leaflet drops, or they might put stickers onto products they're servicing, that kind of thing. So we will encourage them to
have stickers in store potentially for stuff that's actually in retail.
Yeah, definitely. Or if we dealt with somebody who was perhaps repairing photocopiers or fixing boilers, we have a big diversity of clients. So they might put a sticker on saying, any issues, call this number. We've really encouraged them to put a digital enhancement on there, put a QR code so they can visit a dedicated page on the website. Gives us more of an opportunity to capture data, simply to using those things.
In the world of print on demand, are those stickers, because I'm guessing that you could put those stickers, but every week you have a different QR code, so it's not just print 10,000 stickers with your web address on. You can actually send them then to specific landing pages.
Absolutely, yeah. So we would have different QR codes to different routes, depending on where people are placing those, and then we can track which ones are working better than others.
Because we get a lot of clients. We've moved away from a lot of paper, so we don't put packing slips in most of our orders now,
right?
Just environmental benefits, but we still get quite a few. Quite a lot of clients still put leaflets in with their order because the leaflet's a way of. It's so intangible, isn't it? Because everything's digital. How do you get so intangible? And I guess I always, a lot of people question how do you know whether the return is on that leaflet? Because it's very hard to know. It's about brand awareness. It's very hard to know.
Yeah.
It's the old saying, which we won't go to, the whole kind of 50% of marketing spend doesn't work, but I don't know which half. Is there any things you can, any tips you've got? People who are looking to do that kind of inbox advertising, like how do you make that? How do you make it more effective, and then how do you tie that back into your digital?
Definitely. So we've encouraged people to try and include a call to action there. So it might be competition. Perhaps they could win an iPad over a month or something like that. Or it might be a discount voucher, but they need to register. Perhaps registering the warranty.
So it's that digital registration that's crucial, isn't it?
Definitely, yeah. And we can see through different routes, whether it came from a leaflet, whether it came from something inside the product itself, or the packaging. So all of those will be tracked independently and have their own unique references.
So you're not just tracking that leaflet, how many people clicked on it, but actually that's part of the whole customer journey, that you're mapping that as part of the whole funnel conversion. You can see they had this leaflet and then they looked at this on the website and that's all linked.
Definitely, yeah. And for instance, if it was a warranty they signed up for, we would put them within a slightly different sales funnel within the CRM, so we can tailor communicated messages to them. If somebody's bought the product but they didn't sign up for the warranty, then we could try and encourage them to do that through a funnel as well. So
I've always found it strange that companies actively want you to sign up for the warranty. It always feels like, why would you want me to do that?
Really about the data.
Yeah.
They want to capture the data so that they can then market to you and they can make certain assumptions about you based on that other information that they gather.
And I guess that's, the same issue with a lot of the big companies where, Google and everything else, they actually want to understand not just how you buy that thing, but they actually want to understand you as a person, don't they, so they can market other products.
Definitely, yeah. Each field of information you can capture on somebody not only makes that data more valuable, but it can give you other routes to try and influence them or educate them, or pass them information that's relative in a benefit.
I'll talk to the various zero-party data, which I still don't quite understand, because I think it's still first-party, because they're still coming from there. But is that something that you've been...
We're not a specialist in that area, I must admit. It does get pretty complex. So
it sounded very complex, but then when someone explained it, it seemed to boil down to basically, if you're buying a product, you put your birthday in, so that therefore you can have a birthday offer, and because you're offering information, that you're then giving them information to help that. You're giving information about yourself with the view that it's going to make your experience product better.
Right, yeah.
I feel like people have been doing that for a long time.
Yeah.
Much longer than zero-party data.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Print media, I guess it's always hard, isn't it? Because people are buying more digital, but there's definitely still something for having physical, like brochure. I still get a few, possibly like you said, older companies, where occasionally you buy something online and you get 100-page catalogue of their products.
Definitely, I think there's still a demand for it. People are still buying books, are still buying magazines, newspapers. So it's logical to try and relate to your customer, through all of those different mediums to varying degrees. But like I said, we always do try and use them to steer people to a digital sort of touch point at the end. The call to action will generally revolve around something digital.
And have you ever used a digital campaign that involves a mail shot going out as part of the end of the campaign?
Yeah, definitely. We have, I'll give you an example. We're doing a campaign at the moment where we support an estate agent, particularly with all of their online marketing, with their CRM, but they just moved office and they particularly wanted to use print to alert people in the local area to that. So it's still sort of very much encouraging and
did you find did it increase the uptake? Was it a positive campaign?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it involved a competition, so there was lots of people doing that. There was quite an older demographic in the area, so it was a good way to communicate with some of those.
That's probably something actually worth touching on, because we do find that as well. Like we have some of our clients want more leaflets in the box than others, but actually I'd say those with an older demographic are generally more focused on more information in the box.
Yeah.
More sort of product information actually physically in the box, rather than people relying on email and everything for that.
Yeah, definitely.
Is that something you see? I guess it's kind of obvious and young people want to be on the internet, but are there any other edge cases or places you see that there's different trends like that?
Yeah, I think the demographic would definitely affect it. If your target market's slightly older, more and more of those people are coming online all the time, as we know, but there's still a valid case to support, get a really good return from some of that investment. So, and again, the data that we're capturing proves that it can show a really good ROI.
And are there any sectors that you found particularly effective in that as well?
It really is a big cross section of sectors. Again, depending on the target market and the age demographic of those people, the value of the product can dictate that as well. But a big cross section of industries we've found success with it.
And another one I've seen a lot of in my old things like you buy something and then the box turns up and inside's a 20% off discount. You order again and get 20% off, I guess, to get me to be a return customer for this purchase. Is that something that you've seen to be very effective? But again, does it depend on the demographic?
I'd say it depends slightly, but we found that gives a huge ROI. With people relying on leads coming from so many sources, if they can get a returning customer that's coming direct to them, then even though 20% could be quite a big incentive to that person, over the lifetime value of the customer, they can get a really good return on that if people are becoming accustomed to directly.
That's right. I guess data management, so for instance, a fulfillment house, we know which orders to put the leaflet in, which ones not. You need to know who's a first-time purchaser, and who's repeat. But you're only selling that 20% to every order.
Absolutely, yeah.
And are there any ways, because I'm not going to say I've done this, but where new customers sign up 10% off, and then you go to order again and you think, just use a different email address. I've seen some places do it where you have to have a different credit card. They do it. Do you feel like that's something that a lot of shops put effort into, is stopping people trying to take up the always a new customer every time? Because it must ruin the data as well. You must end up with duplicate accounts that must make your...
Yeah, I guess if someone's really determined, you may struggle to prevent them. But generally, no, a lot of people we're working with, there's several fail-safes, whether it, like you said, could be the email address, telephone number,
but
credit card.
Effort goes into it.
Yeah, absolutely. So they're all in the small print, but if you don't have all of those elements that technically do make you a completely new customer, then the system can reject.
Because I'm guessing it's not just the 10% of that sale you've lost; it's actually your data thread. You said you're trying to capture the the entire data stream from first Google Ads click all the way through to the physical product. If there's multiple people involved, it's the same person.
Yeah,
and your data's...
The accuracy is flawed.
The data's flawed. Yeah.
And also, people, like I said, they can go to quite lengths to do that. But then when they start to get 3-4 emails from the certain supplier, then they can become frustrated when actually it's part of their work that's they've done that to themselves. But it can not be a great customer experience as well. So it's really good to have some strict measures around it.
And then I think the final thing I was just going to ask around is a retention. So you've got these customers that give them the offer, they're the lead there. Are there any clever things you've seen done to get that? The second purchase is great, but how do you get the third, the fourth, the fifth? How do you get? Because I think in the world of e-commerce, like repeat businesses, it's a lot cheaper to sell to customers who've already got it.
Yeah, definitely. Well, there's that adage that a lot of the offers are only available to new customers, and often existing customers have forgotten.
And this is the whole insurance industry, wasn't it? Every time you changed insurer, you got a cheaper price, and so if you didn't keep changing, then it was kind of self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah, loyalty there was very little rewards for. So we do really proactively encourage our clients to consider that within their campaigns. We have, again, different sales funnels within the CRM system to reward loyalty from clients. So we do actually have complete strategies tailored around that to make sure it makes
What's your feeling in the world of e-commerce on kind of the best? If you had to give your top 3 loyalty strategies, what would be the top 3? Is it loyalty cards? Is it points? How would you go about it?
Points are quite good because again you can capture more data and perhaps influence people's
I guess you can get points not just for shopping, you can also get points to other activities.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it could be a questionnaire or some feedback on a product, or perhaps they wrote a review and you can reward them with that as well. So all of those things we try and encompass into capturing as much data and then using that to communicate with people through information that they feel they're going to benefit from as well. So that would be definitely the best way to do it.
I mean, I think the thing, what's come out for me is tying everything together. So whether you are doing, print, you're doing leaflets, you're doing, other kind of marketing, it's about tying it together. I hadn't really considered, trying to capture all those data points into one system. Because it sounds like that, by having that, that's where the real value comes to understand your customer.
Definitely. We have all of that in-house, so we can offer one system that can gather all that information.
I'm not sure that's quite complicated, it's getting one system. We always try to be in one system, you always end up with 2 systems.
We've been doing it for a long time, so we've got a lot of success there. And I think having all of that joined up ultimately will give the customer a much better experience and develop more loyalty. And give them a lot more reasons why they should stick with the brand.
And get that repeat purchase.
Definitely.
Great. Thanks so much, though. Thanks for coming in.
Good to see you. Thanks a lot.